Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your English Literature live class. So we have been doing this story of Wizard of Earthsea. So let us continue from where we had left yesterday. People may raise your hands to read. Yes, Priyanshi, read. As her sister's son.
As her sister's son, he had been nothing to her, but now she looked at him with a new eye. She praised him and told him she might teach him rhymes, such as the word that makes a snail look out of its shell, or the name that calls a falcon down from the sky.
Okay,
Hi.
you may mute yourself. So, as you can see that this lady, she was a witch. Okay, and before earlier we had already studied, we had already read that she played a little role in bringing up Duni, but because when he was an infant, so she looked after him only to the extent that was needful, not beyond that. And as soon as he was able to take care of himself, okay, to take care of himself, she stopped paying attention to him. So she had nothing to do with him after. But then when she found out that Duni, even though he did not know the use of those words, he did not know the meaning of those words, still he could work out his magical spell. So that was something which amazed the witch, and that is why she took him to her hut in order to teach him, in order to train him, train him in this craft, okay, in witchcraft. So as her sister's son, he had been nothing. So she did not have anything to do with him, because earlier she used to look at him as her sister's son, but now her perspective changed. Now she was looking a great wizard in him. Fine. She was looking his future, his bright. She was looking at his bright future. So now her perspective changed. Looked at him with a new eye means underline and write down, with a new perspective. Okay, in a new light. So she praised him. She praised for his talent, and told him that she would be teaching him rhymes means spells. Okay, which would make a snail look out of shell. So what all would she be teaching? You can underline. She would be teaching him the spells to make snail come out of its shell, and the name again means a spell that would call a falcon down from the sky. Falcon is the name of a bird, so that would call a falcon down from the sky. Okay, so these all are the things which when a child gets to know all these stuffs, all these things. He was just 7 years old. So if somebody promises a small child to teach him that he would be able to get control over birds and animals, so that would be really exciting for a small child, isn't it? So that is what excited Duni as well. So let us see what he has to say. Okay, yes, Khushi, you can read ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Hey, teach me that name, he said confidently. Getting over the fright the goats had given him and puffed up with her praise of his cleverness. The witch said to him, "You will not ever tell that word to the other children if I teach it to you." "I promise," said the boy. She smiled at his ready ignorance. "Well and good, but I will bind your promise. Your tongue will remain still until I choose to unbind it. And even then, though you can speak, you will not be able to speak the word I teach you, where other person can hear it. We must keep the secrets out of our craft."
Okay, you can mute yourself. So when the witch told him she would be teaching him all the words, all the spells which would give him control over the birds and the animals, so this excited him a lot, excited Duni a lot. So he said, I means underline. It means yes. Yes, teach me that name. So he was so eager, he was so curious to learn all those things, and he got confident because the witch kept on praising him. Okay, so that boosted his confidence. and then he got over the fright. Fright means fear. Okay, he got over the fear which the goats had given him when they were when they huddled together and tied a knot around him. So he also got over that fear and puffed up. He was swollen with praise of his cleverness. Okay, so the witch kept on praising him, which again which increased his confidence. Fine. Then the wizard that which said that which wanted him to promise that he would not be telling any of the things which she would be going to teach him. So the boy said that he promised to the witch and said that he won't be telling it to anybody. He just was curious to learn all those things himself. He promised that he won't be telling any of the things to anybody, to other children, to his friends. So the witch smiled at his ready ignorance, means evident innocence. Okay, because he was very innocent, a small child of 7 years old, and he was just ready to learn at any cost. So he promised, because it is very difficult for a small child to keep the secrets. Okay, small children, they tend to tell everything to their friends. Fine, but then this small child Duni, he was so curious, he was so interested in learning the witchcraft and the wizardry, that he had promised everything. He said that he promised that he won't be telling anything to anybody. So this gave her an insight that she could make Duni do anything at the to make Duni anything at the cost of teaching him this art. Okay, so this again you can write down. Why did she smile? Because her intention, you will find later, because her intention was not only to teach him, but to make him serve herself. Fine. So she smiled at his ready ignorance, because this was the first step, that she made him promise that he would not be telling this to anybody else. Fine. So in future she could make him do other things also. Okay, on the condition that she would be teaching him wizardry or the magical spells. Fine, so please make a note of this. Why did she smile? So this is the meaning of this line. Then she said, well and good, but then she did not trust on him. She said that although you are saying that you promise that you won't be telling anything to your friend, but still she would be binding the promise. Binding means to secure the promise, that he does not come step back from what he's saying. She wanted to make sure that he would keep his words. Fine. So she explained it to him that she would secure. Bind means secure his promise, and then your tongue will remain still. That means she would get the control of his tongue. That means his tongue will remain unmoved. It will not move until she chooses it to move. Okay, unless and until she would unbind his tongue, he will not be able to speak. But then she will not bind his speech completely, but she will bind uh, only that portion. Okay, only the words she would be teaching him. So with her spell, she would bind Duni, that he would not be able to speak those words only. Other things he would be able to speak, but when he would try to speak, he would try to tell other people the words or the charms she would be telling him, she would be teaching him, then he would not be able to do that. So she would not bind his speech completely. She would just bind that portion where she would be teaching him those words. Okay. And then she further tells him that they are required to keep secrets of their craft. Craft here means art of magic or sorcery. Which craft is she talking about? Which craft or wizardry? All right. Yes, Divyanshi, read.
Good, said the boy, for he had no wish to tell the secret to his playmate. He sat still while his aunt bound back her uncombed hair and knotted the belt of her dress, and sat cross-legged. She threw a handful of leaves into the fire pit so that the smoke spread and filled the darkness of the hut. She began to sing. Her voice changed sometimes to low or high, as if another's voice sang through her, and the singing went on and on. until the boy did not know if he waked or slept. All this while the witch's old black dog that never barked sat by him with eyes red from the smoke. And the witch spoke to Duni in a tongue he did not understand and made him say with her certain rhymes and words until the enchantment came on him and held him still.
Okay, mute yourself. So now the boy said, okay, whatever you are saying, it's fine by me, because he did not intend to tell to leak that thing to anyone or any of his friends. Here it is written playmates. Playmates means the friends only with whom he used to play. Okay, so then he sat there still while the witch started with her with her process of binding his promise. Okay, so what all did she do? She first of all she bound back her uncombed hair, the hairs earlier when we read that she peeked through the tangles of her hair at Duni. Okay, she looked at Duni through the tangles of her hair. That means her hair were uncombed and were all scattered. Then she did the first thing she did was that she bound back her hair, uncombed hair, then she knotted the belt of her dress, and then she sat down crossing her legs. Fine. After that she threw leaves into the fire pit to produce the smoke. Okay, and then the smoke filled the darkness of the hut. So the hut was completely filled with the smoke. And how did the smoke how did she produce the smoke? By throwing some leaves in the fire pit. Then she began to sing. She began to sing the rhymes and she began to chant. Okay, and her voice changed. So with a lot of modulation in his voice, she started chanting the magical spells. And at a time, there was a time when Duni could not understand whether she is singing or some other person is singing. Okay, so there was a lot of with great modulation she started to sing, and then singing continued till a long time until the boy got hypnotized. Okay, here it is written he did not know if he waked or slept. That means he was hypnotized. Okay, Atharv, start your video. Keep your video on. So he got hypnotized, and then all this while there was also a black dog, an old black dog, of which, and he did not bark. He never barked. Okay, but he was sitting there still. All his eyes were red because of the smoke. So this is again an interesting thing to note, that there was also a dog sitting by her side. Fine. So then the witch spoke to Duni in a tongue he did not understand, means in a language he did not understand. So she was just using all the charms and the spells and just chanting everything, so that and all the words, they were not understandable, incomprehensible. So he did not understand what did she say, but then she made him repeat all those words and certain rhymes until the enchantment came on him. That means until he was spellbound. Okay, until the enchantment came on him and held him still, means until he was spellbound. All right, so now let us read ahead. Yes, Sudhanshu, read. Speak, she said. From here.
She didn't anything. The boy would not speak, but he laughed. Then his heart was a little afraid of this thing, for it was a strong person, as she knew how to live. She had tried not only to live on throne of physically and silently, but to like him. At the same time, she had a in the art of uh,
Sorcery. Sorcery.
Yet even had spent mountain. he had not. She did nothing. She threw near water on the fire, and the smoke near away, and gave the boy water to drink. And when the air was near, he put it again. She taught him, she taught him, she taught him the true name of the mountain in which the mountain must come.
Okay. You can mute yourself now. So now she had started the spell, and for testing her spell, she asked the boy to speak. So the boy could not speak, but then he laughed. Okay, and that was something which was surprising for the witch, because she had cast a very strong, the strongest spell she knew. Still, it could not bind Duni completely. Although he could not speak, but he could laugh. So she wanted to bind him completely. Look at the second line. She had tried not only to gain control of his speech and silence. So this was the hidden intention of the witch. She did not only want to train him, she did not only want to teach him the witchcraft or wizardry, but she wanted to make him serve herself. Okay. So, but to bind him at the same time to her service in the craft of sorcery. So she wanted to make him her assistant, kind of. All right, so please mark this paragraph and write down, this was the real or hidden intention of the witch behind taking him to his heart and teaching him all those things. So she told him that she would be binding his promise only, but see, she wanted to completely take him into her service. Okay, that is why she was shocked, she was surprised that she had used the strongest known spell. Still, that spell could not bind him completely. It could only bind his tongue, but he still was laughing, he was in his senses. Okay, so she had nothing. She threw clear water on the fire till the smoke cleared away. So then she rebound her spell, and then gave the boy water to drink. And then when the air was clear, all the smoke disappeared and vanished. The boy could speak again. Okay. Then she taught him the true name of the falcon to which the falcon must come. So she had to give something or the other. This was a kind of she was just luring him. Okay, while teaching him all these small things. So she said that she taught him the true name of the falcon to which the falcon must come, and he was very happy to learn this. Yes, Atharv, you can read ahead.
This was Duni's first step on the way he was to follow all his life, the practice of magic. He found that the wild falcon stooped down to him from the wind and when he summoned them by name, and they sat on his wrist like the hunting bird of a prince. He hungered to know more such names and come to his aunt begging to learn the name of the sparrowhawk and the osprey and the eagle.
Okay, you can mute yourself. So now, when he learned this, that thrilled him. Okay, so he just he was this was the first step. Okay, this was his first step on the way he was to follow all his life. And he what was that which he had to follow all his life? The practice of magic. So now he found his area of interest. Okay, when we were reading earlier, we found that he was not interested in the work of to work as a bronzesmith, because he always found ways to escape the training. Okay, because he was just his interest did not lie in that work. So now he has found his goal or aim of life. That means he wanted to follow the practice of magic throughout his life. So this was Duni's aim or purpose of life. Okay, so just underline this. And then he found that when he used those words, when the witch taught him all those words, and he applied it into practice, so he found that the wild falcons, the birds, they came down to him. Stooped down means descended down. The flying falcons, they came down readily from the wind when he summoned means called. Underline summoned and write down called. So whenever he used to call the birds, they used to come down by that name, listening that name. Okay, here name means the spell or the rhyme which the witch taught him. And the falcons, what did they do? They just used to sit on the wrist like the hunting birds of a prince. So in stories you must have read that a prince who has this eagle and falcons. Okay, so that is the thing. And then he hungered to know. Hungered means craved. He desired to know more. Hungered here means craved. CRAVED. He craved to know more such names. Now when he got to know one name, he wanted to know more. He wanted to gain control over more such animals, more such birds. So he used to go to his aunt begging to learn more. He wanted to learn all the names of the birds like sparrowhawk, then osprey. Osprey is a seahawk, and eagle. So all these birds are birds of prey. Underline and write down birds of prey. Sparrowhawk, osprey, and eagle. All these are birds of prey. And osprey is also known as seahawk. So he craved to learn more, he craved to know more. Okay. Okay, anybody who has not read so far may raise his or her hand. All the hands which I can see, these students have already read. Okay, Pranshu, you read.
Yes, ma'am. To earn the words of power, he did all the which asked of him and learned of her all she thought. Through not
Though
all, though not all of it was pleasant to do or know. Now the witch of 10 elders was no black sorcerer,
sorceress,
nor did she ever meddle with the high arts, but being a simple witch amongst an
ignorant,
ignorant flock, she often used her crafts to foolish and sometimes dubious ends.
dubious ends, yes.
The knew nothing of the code, which true wizards most know and serve, and which keeps them from using spells unless real need demands. However, she had spells for even circus
For every circumstance,
for every circumstance and was forever wearing charms. Much of her know-how was mere
mere rubbish.
mere rubbish, and she did not know the true spells from the false.
Hmm.
She knew many curses and was better at causing sickness, perhaps, than at curing it.
Hmm.
Like any village
Which,
which
yes.
she could brew up a love potion. But there were other uglier
Uglier.
breeds.
Hmm.
She made to serve men's
Jealousy.
jealousy and hate. Such practices, however, she kept from her young
Apprentice.
apprentice, and as far as she was able to taught him honest craft.
Okay, very good. Now you can mute yourself. So, Now, as I've already told you, that the witch laughed when he agreed to promise that he would not be telling anything to anyone. So the witch smiled because she thought, she knew that it was the first step. So now now see, the time has come to earn the words of power. That means to learn more such spells. He promised whatever, he was ready to do whatever the witch had asked him to do. So he did all the witch asked him. All right, so he was ready to do whatever the witch would ask him, and in return of that, he would learn all the spells, all the charms. Fine. So she taught, and not everything was pleasant to do or know, because the witch of 10 elders, 10 elders is the name of the village, if you people remember. She was not black sorceress, so she did not know black magic. Okay, and she did not even try to learn high arts. She never meddled, means she never fiddled with the high arts, with the complicated arts, okay, with the complicated spells. But she was a simple witch. Okay, she was somebody who knew something, because the other folks, they were ignorant, they did not know anything, no idea. So she was the one who knew something, who knew a little more than the others. So she had that image in the village. So she often used her crafts to foolish and sometimes dubious ends. So she just used to make people fool, and whatever she used to do, that was something useless. That was not at all required, meaningless crafts. She used to just use her talents to perform meaningless arts, to perform meaningless tricks. Okay, she knew nothing of the code. Code, like when the doctors, they get medical degree, they also have to take some oath. So any other profession, in other professions also, they have to take certain oaths. So similarly, according to the author, according to the writer of this story, the witches and the wizards also have to undertake some, have to take some oath. So this witch did not know anything about that. She did not know anything about the code. Okay, and what was the code about? The code used to keep them from using spells unnecessarily. Okay, underline this. What was the code? She did not know, which keeps them from using a spell unless real need demands. That means which keeps them from using the spell unnecessarily. Okay, so they were just allowed to use the spell when there was real need. Okay, but this witch used to use the spell every now and then, because she was unaware of the code which was required. Okay, so she had a spell for every circumstance. Every time she could just use her magical spell, and she was wearing charms forever. Charms means when you wear something in order to ward off evil, in order to keep away evil. So she used to wear all those things, okay, in her hands and her around her neck. So much of her know-how, means much of her knowledge, was mere rubbish, mere useless. So whatever she knew was useless. Okay, and she did not know the true spells from the false ones. So she had no idea to differentiate between a true spell and a fake one. Okay, so she just did not know the serious ones, serious tricks. Okay, she just the knowledge, and it was merely useless. So she knew many curses. There were things which she knew many curses, and she was better at causing sickness perhaps than at curing it. So whatever she knew, she used to use it in a negative way. Okay, so she used to use those tricks or those spells in order to inflict harm on people rather than helping them out, rather than curing it. Causing sickness than curing it here means to use the spell in a negative manner, to inflict harm on others rather than helping them out. Okay, so that was the thing which she used to do. And like any village witch, she would just brew up a love potion. But there were other uglier brews also. She made brews means a soup, a broth kind of thing, which she used to make, so that she would give it to the other people, other villagers, and that would serve men's jealousy and hate. Okay, so whatever she knew, she was just using it for evil purposes, not for good of human beings. Okay, then she did not teach all these things to Duni, she only taught him all the honest crafts, like the calling the birds from the flying, those who were flying in the skies, or then giving him control over the animals and birds only. She taught him. She did not teach him all such negative or evil practices which she used to do. Okay, so we will do till here. It should be complete. That is complete. Two paragraphs are left. Yes. Ayati, have you read? Okay. Yes, you may read.
At first, all his pleasure in the art magic was childlike. The power it gave him over the bird and beast and the knowledge of these. And indeed, that pleasure stayed with him all his life. Seeing him in the high pastures, often with the bird of prey about him, the other children called him Sparrowhawk, and so he came by the name that he kept in later life. As the witches kept talking of the glory and the riches in the great power over men that a Saurus could gain,
Sorcerer.
he said himself, Corsair could gain, he set himself to learn more useful lore. He was very quick at it. The witches praised him, and the children of the village began to fear him, and himself was sure that very soon he would become a great among the men. So he went on from the word to word and from spell to spell with the witch till he was 12 years old, and he learned from her a great part of what she knew. From wandering jugglers who went from town to town, he had learned various tricks and spells of illusion. It was with one of these light spells that he one day proved the great power that was within him.
Yes. Okay. You can mute yourself now. So he had learned all these small tricks. Okay, all these tricks which were very childlike. So here you can underline childlike means simple. So all the art magic which he had learned from the witch, they were very simple. Okay, and the power it gave him over birds and beasts. What was the art magic that he had learned so far? The control over birds and beasts. Beast here means animals. Okay, and these knowledge were very and this knowledge was very simple, which he had gained from his aunt, from the witch. But the pleasure which he had gained after using such spells, it stayed with him throughout his life. Okay, seeing him in high pastures, in high grasslands, with a bird of prey, sparrowhawk. This bird of prey was a sparrowhawk. So when the other children saw him, and he was frequently seen with this bird, so he came to be known as sparrowhawk. So now I had told you in the introduction part only that the Duni comes to be known as sparrowhawk in his later life. So how did he get this name? He got this name because of being seen with this bird of prey all the time in the high pastures, in high grasslands. So when the other children used to see him accompanied by this sparrowhawk, this bird is sparrowhawk, so they gave him this name sparrowhawk only. Okay, so the witch kept on motivating him, kept on telling him what all advantages or what all benefits are there, what all pros are there to be a great to be a wizard. Okay, she kept on talking of the glory and the riches and the great power that one can have over men if one becomes a sorcerer. So that again, that excited him, that made him interested in learning more and more useful magical tricks. Here lore means knowledge on this subject, knowledge on magic. He wanted to gain more knowledge on magic because he was so inspired and he was so influenced by all the benefits which the witch was telling him of being a sorcerer. Sorcerer means magician. And also he was very quick at it, means that means he had a quick wit. He was very quick to grasp whatever was taught to him. Okay, so he was a smart boy, he was intelligent, so he could learn everything very quickly. And the witch also kept on praising him and because he had that talent, and the children of the village, they started to fear him because he could use the magic, he could use the spell correctly, and all his magic worked out fine. And he himself, he was confident enough that he very soon would become a great among men, would become great among men, he would become a great wizard. So all these things were there. Then he went on from what that means, he learned one spell, then he went on to learn another spell. So he kept on learning different spells from his aunt, from the witch, till he was 12 years old. So till 12 years, till he attained 12 years of age, he was learning from his aunt, from the witch. But then he went ahead and learned from the wandering jugglers, the jugglers who used to wander there in the island of the earth sea. He learned from them also various tricks and a spell of illusion. And then with one of these small light spells, he one day proved to be a great wizard. He proved that he had a great power hidden within him. All right. So that was the story about Duni. I hope you people have understood. Thank you.